Today's going to be a quick video. I really want to focus on earnings. I know a lot of you let me know that you do trade earnings, and they are hard. Let me tell you, it's a crapshoot out there. I have been trading earnings for 3 years, and I've actually gotten really good at it. It's rare that I have a red earnings trade, but I'm very careful. I trade very low share size. So I want to show you how today I really screwed up. I traded Adobe earnings 2 different ways. One of them was in my Roth IRA, and I took a very large loss on that. And I know right when I got in, I knew I was trading it wrong, and I just let it go and kept thinking it was okay. It was a stupid move, and I'll show you that. And then the other one, I traded in my day trading account. I was actually up, I was scalping it. And sometimes you'll see I do that in earnings because I want to get early in the morning a little bit of cushion in that account so that when earnings comes at the end, if I do have to take a little drawdown, I've got a cushion there. So I was up right at the get-go in the morning scalping, and I should have stopped because I was up $46 on the very first scalp. And then I went downhill from there, and I went very red, down $100. And then right at the end, I'll show you right when they announced earnings how I ended up trading it. And I waited until it got really red, until the candles got really red, and I jumped in and made a small scalp with large share size. So I ended up pulling out of that $100 loss and getting to 46. So 2 completely different ways. I've not normally traded this way before on earnings. So it'll be interesting, I think, to show you how that happened. Okay, guys, let's go check it out. All right, I'm just going to breeze through the INTC, NVIDIA, and Amazon just real quick because I want to show you guys, for those of you that do want to see where I mark my price levels, I'll show you that. And then we'll jump right into Adobe and how I traded that earnings 2 different ways. This is going to be real quick. Okay, so this is Intel. Intel, you guys, if I told you this yesterday, if you watched my video yesterday, if you want to get into large caps or you want maybe some safe large caps to trade that trade with very low spread, I like to trade a 1 to 3 cent spread because I'm only scalping for 10 cents. All these scalps you see, I'm just shooting for 5 to 10 cents. And then I have to add on the spread. So if the spread is 2 cents, it's 4 cents round trip. And if I want 5 cents, I want to shoot for about a 10-cent run up. You know, the candle just needs to go up 10 cents and I'm out. Well, if I got 100 shares, it's $10. 200 shares is $20. And $20, if I do that 5 times, you know, I got $100. So that's all I'm looking for, small base hits. All right, my price levels on this Intel, you'll know these last few days I've been trading this. I mark levels. This is a 15-minute chart over here to the right. And I just want you to see, it's easier to see where those levels hit. And a lot of times I just mark them right here on this 15-minute chart, and I mark the pre-market areas. So right when the market opens, I at least have some area here. Now these levels have been here for several days and they just stay and they work. Look, this level right here is still trading today. And I said this the other day, it was still trading. And look, this traded. So this level right here, it's still here. This was here yesterday. So those were the levels I was trading, and I'm just trading long and short. So I'll take this long to this level and it hit, and then take it short to that level. So this was my trading right in here. I traded anywhere. I started at 50 because I don't like trading the very first few candles of the open because this is what it does. It shoots up and go right back down. And if you have 100 shares and you got a $2 candle, you're down 200 right off the get-go. So I traded scalping 50 shares very quick. And when I saw that we got past this candle, then I started upping my share size up to 150, 200, 100. And all I'm doing is scalping. This was all green, scalping up until it failed. And then it traded sideways. We consolidated and then it went up again. And we're just trading off the 9 EMA. As long as we're above the 9 EMA, not closing below it. We did not close below it here. Then it's just going long the whole time. Now this right here, got a little worried here, and then it came back up. It did not close below the 9 EMA, and it never hit the 21 EMA, which is my pink line. And then we consolidated here. So I'm just trading this price action is all. Long and short, scalping. And I'm just watching these volume bars as well. I've talked about this before. This is Day Trading for Success. He has a YouTube channel. Many of you follow him. I love the volume bars. This is his very first indicator. I still use it from 3 years ago. And then this gray line is the mid line, the volume, the average volume. And so I do watch if we're below average, which in this consolidation right here, you can see volume is below average. You might as well stay out of it. Now, I didn't. I did a little bit, but then I started getting into it. See, I thought we were going to start failing the 9 here because we're getting so close to the 21. And then we came back. We recovered. And you can see the volume coming in with all the buyers. That's what I look for. I jump in there. And did you see? I jumped in right there. 100 shares. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see us go from consolidation pattern in volume, consolidation pattern in price, and I want to see us shoot up in volume with buyers at the top if I'm going long, sellers at the top right here if I'm going short, which I was. It's so basic. It seems so simple, but it's just your support and resistance from prior levels in pre-market or even a few days before you can go. And then it's just trading, watching your 9 and 21 EMA. Your 9 EMA is kind of your guide. It's your like training wheels. And then you're kind of trailing your stop along there in your head. You're just wanting to make sure that it pulls back and you enter at the 9. And then as it gets too far extended, you get out, especially if it hits a level right here of resistance. That's where I get out. And then the 21 EMA, I use that as kind of like a final resort. If price comes down to it and does not pull back, then that's a sure sign that, look, we failed. All right, let's move on to NVIDIA. I want to hurry and get to those earnings, and I want to make this video short. So let me get this pulled up. NVIDIA, I did not struggle with. I was actually positive the whole time. It was just little tiny scalps. I'm just shooting for $10, $20 scalps, $10 and $20. Well, with just a few scalps, it added up to $136, so not bad. And you can see I have levels marked here. Much easier to see on this 15-minute chart. Level right here, we hit that a lot. We hit this level a lot. And then secondary level right there. If it did pass this level, it shot there and then rejected. So I'm just trading those levels. You can clearly see them on a 15-minute chart. And I'm watching what the 5-minute traders are doing and the 15-minute traders. If I see the 15-minute people are starting to reject and it's coming down, and same with the 5-minute, but I haven't seen that yet on the 1-minute, I want to start looking to go short because I can see what they're seeing in the long run. I'm just seeing inside those 5-minute candles. So sometimes there's a little too much noise on this 1-minute chart. So you got to be careful of that. Always look over. It's why I keep the 5-minute chart over on the right and a 15-minute chart right here, especially the 15-minute chart. I like just zoning out. And then again, I'm just watching my volume bars. That's it. Super easy. All right, let's move on to Amazon. And I did up that share size to 200 shares on NVIDIA. All right, Amazon, only $31. I did not trade this well. Amazon, I was just not trading well. I was down. But it was little things. I was down $10, up $10, down $10. I just couldn't quite get out of that little $10 area. So I'm not going to open all this up. I want to move on to the earnings. I think that's important. I didn't have levels up here. I probably should have went and looked. I didn't even look to see if there were levels. And normally when I don't mark levels, that's when I do poor. And I did do very poorly here. I should have done much better than this. I should have been closer to $100. And now I'm realizing this. I had no levels. I could have went back 10 days and started marking levels. And I bet, as you see, levels are here now. I bet I could have found them and had them there ready to go. So when my prices hit there, I would have been prepared. So that's my fault. I was simply using the 9 EMA and volume, and that would have been nice to add in the levels. All right, let's go to Adobe. Adobe on this one, I did very poorly, but right at the end, I did good. So Adobe here, I was down. This was the one where my very first trade, I was up $46, and then I just failed for some reason. And I was trading large share size, and I never really trade Adobe. Actually, I never do. I should not have been trading 200 shares. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I just was doing it on the other stock. So I thought, oh, might as well. And I saw this big drop and I got greedy. The problem is, you guys, when you up your share size, it doesn't take much of a movement and you're down a lot. And that's when I would get out and then it would go in my favor. So I was taking these small knife cuts, and you've done it. We've all done it. I just got done trading 2 perfectly good tickers and then I come over here and just ruin it. So what I should have done, since I never trade this stock and I didn't have any levels marked as well, I had no business trading 200 shares. Well, what happened then right at the end of the day? Luckily we had earnings. So I just decided this is the one where I got in right here, 50 shares. I got in and out. And then right here, I took 25 shares and got out up here. I was still red though. And so what happened was I wanted to pull out of that, and I ended up, if I can make, oh gosh, this is always hard to do when I'm screen sharing because it slows ThinkOrSwim down. All right. So what I ended up doing, I said, screw it. I was down a lot, $160. Or sorry, I was down 66 bucks at this point. So I said, screw it. We're going down. We're below the 9 EMA. Our volume was heading up. It was actually getting bigger with sellers. And I said, just jump in 200 shares. And I did. It was just one quick scalp right here. I captured it and I waited till way after earnings. And then I think I made a little bit right here. I took this long for just a very quick scalp. So I made some of it back and then I captured a little bit right here and I ended up with 49.80 and I was thankful. Okay, and then let's go into the day trading account, or sorry, the Roth. And this was a very different way. So this way, you guys, normally I wait, if you've seen my videos, I wait and get in at earnings right here before the close. And I trade the first large candle only. I get in here and I completely exit when I see green. I do not wait. Here, I traded it much different because I was in such a deep loss. I had to pull out of it. So I actually shorted. I've never shorted at earnings, but this was an easy, good short. So let's go to the Roth and see the other way I traded this. This was so dumb. I ended up trading pre-market and I got in early and I was down $103 here. So I got in only 5 shares, you guys. This was the Roth. I could only afford to trade, oh, this is so slow. Sorry. I could only afford to trade, I think, 11 shares. So you'll see here, I got in 5 right here, pre-market. And I was thinking it might come down a little and then shoot up because it had dumped down a bit. It's down 30% since in the last 3 months or so. So I thought, oh, maybe bad earnings is already priced in. It's been dumping for a couple months. So I got in right here with 5 shares. My plan was to scale in. And even if it dropped a little, I'd get in 5 more shares. Well, it just kept dumping all day. You guys, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I just get out? I can always get back in. I was just an idiot. And I just kept holding and holding. And I thought, oh, it's only 5 shares. Who cares? Well, it's $103 negative when you don't pay attention to it. I was an idiot. 5 shares? Yeah, it doesn't mean anything if it drops $1. But this puppy dropped, what, 12 bucks. Well, when you got 5 shares, it starts adding up. So then I doubled down when it started pulling out. I saw this as kind of that V pattern where it starts to reclaim. And then I added in 5 shares and yep, I'm pretty sure. Then it started dumping again. Oh my God. And then it goes up. I don't know. It comes down, goes up. Now up in here, I should have gotten out. I was busy. I think I was over trading NVIDIA and all that, or I had stopped trading. Actually, I stopped trading completely. This is when I work. So I was busy working here. And then I came back for power hour and realized I could have gotten out and didn't. So then right at the close, I had enough money for 1 share and I was down so much. I took 1 share. It only made my average better by $1. And then it continued to dump. You guys, this was horrible. So now I'm completely out of buying power. I'm all in. And then let's see here. It shoots up right here and I didn't even get out. I actually could have gotten out. I do remember, I think I tried to get out and it skipped my order and dumped down. And so then I'm stuck and I'm hoping it'll come back up. I finally just got all out, all 11 shares. I said, screw this. And good thing I did because it kept going down. So very bad play for me, very bad earnings. I do want to share that with you. I really think it's super important because they are so risky. You need to see when they don't work out and when they do work out. And how I handled it as well. Okay, guys, that's it. $214.77. I probably will trade SpaceX tomorrow, but I might only trade 1 share. And if I do, I'll post the video. You guys, if you're interested in seeing a really good video on how you should trade SpaceX, go look. S&B Capital just put out a video a few minutes ago, and it was fantastic. It was about 15 minutes. So go look at S&B Capital YouTube channel. I'm sure y'all know who they are. And watch it. It's brilliant. And if you're going to day trade it tomorrow, it was a perfect strategy to trade it. Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Please let me know how you did. I'd love to know. Let me know if you traded earnings. All right, bye.